Guys, I have to say, what we're hearing about Chase's upcoming arrest story may only be the surface of what's really happening. And if you ask me, the truth could be far more complicated than anyone in Port Charles realizes. Right now, everybody is focused on one question. Is Chase finally going to catch Sidwell? That seems to be the obvious direction. Sidwell is on the run. A warrant is likely circulating. The PCPD is probably searching every possible corner of the city. And after everything Chase has been through lately, after losing status and watching his career take a hit, a high-profile arrest would seem like the perfect way to put him back on top. But what if that's exactly what we're supposed to think? Because the more I look at this situation, the more it feels like someone is setting a trap. And the person walking straight into it may not be Sidwell. It all starts with one detail that keeps bothering me. Cassius practically told Sidwell to disappear. He warned him that the charges were serious. He suggested leaving town and getting beyond the reach of the PCPD. Any rational fugitive would do exactly that. Yet Sidwell doesn't exactly strike me as a man who runs scared. In fact, it seems like he may be operating under an entirely different plan. We know he's arrogant. We know he believes he's always 3 moves ahead of everyone else. And that makes me wonder if Sidwell isn't hiding from the police at all. What if he's hiding in plain sight? What if every clue pointing Chase toward a dramatic arrest is actually being planted intentionally? Because here's where things start getting interesting. The underground areas beneath Windermere have suddenly become extremely important. We already know Jocelyn and Liesel were connected to that location. We know there are hidden chambers. We know there are sections most people have never explored. And if there was enough space for secret research, hidden prisoners, and dangerous technology, then there may be even more down there than we've been told. It seems possible that Sidwell knows something nobody else knows. Maybe there are tunnels that haven't been discovered. Maybe there are records buried beneath the castle. Maybe there are secrets connected to Face-On that were never fully uncovered. And if that's true, then Sidwell's goal may not be survival. His goal may be retrieval. The way I see it, Sidwell could be trying to recover something before anyone else finds it. A file, a weapon, evidence, or maybe something even more dangerous. Because let's be honest, villains like Sidwell rarely stay in town simply to hide. They stay because they still have unfinished business. And that unfinished business may have absolutely nothing to do with escaping. Now, here's where Chase enters the picture. Everyone expects Chase to become the hero. Everyone expects him to find Sidwell at the docks, outside the Quartermain estate, or somewhere equally public. But what if Chase gets information that seems too perfect? What if an anonymous tip suddenly appears? What if evidence magically points him toward a specific location? What if Sidwell wants Chase to find him? That possibility changes everything. Because a trap only works if someone takes the bait. And Chase has every reason to take it. Let's not forget that Chase desperately wants redemption. He wants respect. He wants his detective badge back. He wants people to see him as more than the officer who made mistakes. So if a huge opportunity suddenly lands in front of him, would he really stop to question it? Maybe, but maybe not. And that could be exactly what Sidwell is counting on. The scary part is that this may not be about escaping arrest at all. It may be about destroying Chase's credibility. Imagine this scenario. Chase receives information that Sidwell is hiding somewhere beneath Windermere. He acts quickly. He enters without authorization. He makes a decision based on instinct. Then suddenly something goes wrong. Evidence disappears. Witnesses vanish. Or worse, somebody gets hurt. And just like that, the story stops being about Sidwell. It becomes about Chase. Guys, that would be a devastating twist. Because instead of rebuilding his career, Chase could find himself facing questions from every direction. Why did he go there? Who gave him the information? Did he follow procedure? Was he manipulated? Or was he reckless? The answer may not be clear, and uncertainty is where soap stories become truly dangerous. Meanwhile, I can't shake the feeling that Tracy may be connected to this in ways nobody expects. We've heard speculation that Sidwell may still have unfinished business involving her. That sounds straightforward on paper. But what if Tracy isn't the target? What if she's the distraction? What if Sidwell deliberately creates the appearance of a threat against Tracy while secretly pursuing something entirely different? That would pull attention away from his real objective. And honestly, that feels very much like something a strategist would do. Keep everybody looking left while you're moving right. The more I think about it, the more possible it seems. Then there's another detail that keeps getting bigger in my mind. Cassius. Because his role in all this feels strangely incomplete. He helped Sidwell escape. That's what we're being shown. But what if the reality is more complicated? What if Cassius is secretly working both sides? What if he isn't protecting Sidwell? What if he's studying him? Or setting him up? Or waiting for the perfect moment to betray him? After all, characters who sit in the middle of a conflict often become the most dangerous players. Nobody watches them closely enough, and that may be exactly what's happening here. If Cassius knows something about the hidden areas beneath Windermere, then he could be holding information that changes everything. Maybe he's protecting a secret. Maybe he's protecting himself. Or maybe he knows the real reason Sidwell refuses to leave town. And if that's true, then the entire manhunt may be based on the wrong assumptions. What really fascinates me is the possibility that Sidwell is operating with a backup plan nobody has even considered yet. Because people like Sidwell rarely rely on a single escape route. They build layers, contingencies, insurance policies. And if there is something hidden beneath Windermere that could shift power in Port Charles, then Sidwell may believe he's already winning even while everyone thinks he's cornered. That would explain the confidence. That would explain the risks. That would explain why he doesn't seem afraid of being seen. A man preparing to lose doesn't behave that way. A man who believes he already has the advantage absolutely does. And that's why I keep coming back to Chase. Because Chase may be standing at the center of this entire storm without realizing it. He may think he's chasing a fugitive, but it seems possible he's actually being guided toward a much larger secret. A secret connected to old experiments, old alliances, old betrayals, and perhaps even people we haven't seen enter the story yet. If that's where this is heading, then the upcoming arrest may not be the climax at all. It may only be the beginning. The arrest itself could fail. The suspect could vanish. The evidence could disappear. Or perhaps Chase catches Sidwell only to discover that Sidwell wanted to be caught. Now that's the kind of twist that would change everything. Because if a villain voluntarily steps into handcuffs, then the real plan is probably already underway somewhere else. And honestly, that's the possibility I can't stop thinking about. We may be looking at a story that appears simple on the outside, but hides something much darker underneath. Something buried, something forgotten, something waiting beneath Windermere for the wrong person to uncover it. And if Chase is that person, then the question may no longer be whether he catches Sidwell. The question may be whether Chase realizes he's become part of Sidwell's game before it's too late.
Goodbye. Please like, subscribe, and comment on the GH Spoilers Daily channel.